Please welcome to the stage, co-founder of Pando PEO, Taylor Stormberg.
I woke up this morning still very much curious as to how I wanted to start our conversation. But one thing kept coming back to me. It was the story of the underdog, something I have been my entire life. But there's no greater story of an underdog than that of David and Goliath. David, son of a shepherd, trying to take down this massive warrior, showing us all still to this day that we must stand up courageously to those powers that seem so much greater than we are. Over the last 2 years, that's exactly what we have been building. A formula to take down these massive mythical creatures in our industry. Good afternoon. My name is Taylor Stormberg, co-founder and managing partner of Pando PEO, a full-service professional employer organization based right here in the Midwest. By building a 360-degree view of the employee life cycle, we become deeply rooted in our clients' success. We are the driving force behind small business growth. But don't take it from me. Ask one of our 235 clients that trust Pando with their payroll, benefits, HR, and work comp needs. Last year, we handled $250 million of their wages. And with a 2-year, 99% retention rate, we have no plans of stopping. One of the questions I get most when presenting is, what is a Pando? Pando is the world's largest and oldest living organism. It's a grove of aspen trees that spans for hundreds of acres, all interconnected by one root system underground. That's exactly what we are. We are the processes, systems, and tools that allow all of our clients to grow on the surface. So Taylor, what the heck do you actually do? Well, to be honest, it's a little bit of everything. It's not sexy, it's not flashy. It is buried in the weeds where constantly small business owners get stuck. We take all of these everyday occurrences, we bundle them together to provide great products and services to a market that is constantly overlooked. And by taking these items off of our clients' plates, we allow them to focus on their business, their mission, their vision, and where they're going. Our job at Pando, our responsibility at Pando, is to make sure the clock never hits zero. Take Wade, for example. It's one of our very best clients. He knows exactly what he's good at, wealth management, and he wants to stick to it. Our superpower is handling the everyday occurrences of employing people, so folks like Wade can focus on building his company. So, to show you how we make money, I think it's first important to understand the landscape of our industry. Remember, we are trying to take down Goliath. The top 5 PEOs in the world, they account for 40% of the industry's worksite employees. And last year alone, they processed $358 billion of W-2 wages. Yet, the 523 PEOs across the country only serve 17% of the total addressable market. In 2024, ADP, Insperity, and TriNet had a combined net profit of $1.4 billion. These companies exist because they know how to make money. In fact, so do we. Just 18 months into operations, we had our first profitable month. Last month alone, we made $72,000. Behind me, you will see 5 years of financial data. It can seem like a lot, I know, right? But in October of 2022, we raised $2.2 million to help us get off the ground and build our team. In 23 and 24, we had expansive growth. Last year, growing 158% alone. And as you can see, we are poised for a great 3-year trajectory. We make money in 5 different revenue streams. First one, being admin fee. Second, tax revenue. Add in work comp and benefits commission, and yes, interest income. We do all of this as our clients grow. As they grow, so does our bottom line. We do this with a roughly 50% margin. All of this is great and has been wildly successful, but nothing is more important than our team. Our main job is to provide an excellent client service experience. So much so that we have a team dedicated to that experience, spearheaded by our Director of Client Experience that trains and develops all of the teams in our organizations in a hospitality method, not a call center. We call this the Pando Playbook. Comprised of our 3 core values and our 7 pillars of excellence, this is how we change the game. This is how we grow together. On the horizon, a multi-state national health plan that allows us to sell health insurance in every state across the country. And by 2026, we'll eclipse the 10,000 worksite employee mark, making us one of the biggest employers in the state of Nebraska. As we expand into new markets like Des Moines, Denver, and Kansas City, we want to live, work, and play in the communities that we serve. So I really just have one thing left to say. Let's grow together. Thank you. I'm ready for your questions.
How do you think about your current margin at 50%? Most software companies are higher, 80 to 90%. Mm-hmm. And in today's age of technology, are you, not to put words in your mouth because I have some ideas around that, but how you're thinking about making the product more efficient? Yeah, absolutely. Well, the first part was we had to build a technology that rivaled those massive players, right? That rivaled the Goliaths of our industry. And so we spent the first 2 years really building out that technology. And now when we look at margin, it's really about the cost of our people, right? And allowing us to leverage that technology and continue to build that so we can actually service our clients. And that's really the biggest thing. So when you look at our P&L, right, you're going to see $250 million of top line revenue. You're going to see gross profit about 1.1%. Okay, we're trying to drive that up to 1.8 to 2%, which is right where Insperity is today. Are there any parts of your company that can be automated? Absolutely, yeah. And we use AI today. So like one of the tools that we use, we just started implementing is actually an AI audit tool, right? So it's actually comparing payrolls for all of our clients on a week by week basis that allows our people to actually service our clients instead of doing all of this manual work that's typically done behind the scenes because there's so many moving parts to our business. Thank you. Yeah.
How do you,
Go ahead.
how do you think about differentiation? So there's other companies approaching the PEO space from a tech perspective. Mm-hmm. Do you find yourself competing with Rippling, or like how do you fit in the space? Who else is doing this, and how do you differentiate?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. I mean, every client that comes on board is using some type of payroll software, right? Whether it's QuickBooks or ADP, some are coming from PEOs. Now, PEO is not very prominent in the Midwest, right? You go to Florida or California, there's hundreds of PEOs in those markets, and any employer that has 10 employees or more is typically using a PEO. But Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado, those groups, those clients are not. They're using multiple systems. So we're trying to combine all of those moving parts, bring it into one single sign-on solution, and then provide a client experience model that those companies don't have. Right now, if you called one of our competitors, you get a 1-800 number, a chat bot, right? Our job is to put the human back in human resources.
I was just curious, the why, what prompted you to come up with this idea? And what were you doing before this?
Am I out of time or am I good to answer this question? Good? Okay. So really what came about was I've been in the industry and our company got purchased by a large organization, one of those Goliaths that I talked about. And we felt like there was a better way to go about doing this by being able to rival the technology. Bringing a hospitality type method to what we do is only going to increase our retention, which is why we're at 99% instead of 71, which is the national average.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.